The fairy tale that I want to tell you today is titled The Brave Little Tailor. Once upon a time, in a quaint little village nestled in the lush countryside, there lived a tiny tailor named Tom. Although he was small in stature, Tom had a heart as big as the sun and a spirit as brave as a lion. He was known throughout the village for his impeccable sewing skills and his kind, gentle nature. One sunny morning, as Tom sat at his sewing table, mending a beautiful gown for the mayor's daughter, a flutter of excitement swept through the village. The king's herald rode into town, announcing that a fearsome giant had been terrorizing the countryside, and the king was in desperate need of a brave hero to rid the land of this menace. The villagers whispered anxiously as the herald proclaimed that the hero who could defeat the giant would be handsomely rewarded with a bag of gold and the hand of the princess in marriage. Many brave knights and warriors from far and wide stepped forward, eager to prove their worth and win the princess's hand. But Tom, with his sharp wit and cunning mind, saw an opportunity to prove himself. With a glint in his eye and a smile on his face, he approached the herald and declared, "I am the brave hero you seek. I will rid the land of this giant and win the hand of the princess." The villagers gasped in disbelief, for how could a tiny tailor hope to defeat a fearsome giant? But Tom was undeterred. He packed his needle and thread, along with a few slices of bread and cheese, into a small pack and set off towards the giant's lair at the foot of the mountain. As he journeyed through the forest, Tom sang cheerfully to himself, his heart filled with courage and determination. Along the way, he encountered a group of mischievous goblins who tried to steal his pack. But Tom, with his quick thinking and nimble fingers, outwitted the goblins and continued on his way. Finally, after a long and arduous journey, Tom reached the giant's lair. The giant, with his towering height and menacing scowl, loomed over Tom like a dark storm cloud. But Tom, undaunted, approached the giant with a friendly smile and a warm greeting. "Good day, Mr. Giant. I have come to challenge you to a duel," Tom announced boldly. The giant roared with laughter, his deep voice rumbling like thunder. "You, a tiny tailor, challenge me, the mighty giant. Ha! I will crush you like a bug." But Tom, with a twinkle in his eye, replied, "I may be small, but I am brave and clever. Let us see who will emerge victorious in this duel." With that, the giant and Tom squared off in the clearing, ready to do battle. The giant swung his massive fist towards Tom, but the quick-thinking tailor dodged and weaved, using his nimble footwork to avoid the giant's blows. With each dodge and weave, Tom taunted the giant, luring him into a false sense of security. Finally, as the giant lunged towards him with a mighty roar, Tom sprang into action. With a swift motion, he pulled out his needle and thread and sewed a straight line across the giant's chest, right under his chin. The giant, feeling a sharp pain, looked down in shock to see that Tom had stitched his chest closed. With a cry of defeat, the giant stumbled backwards and collapsed to the ground, defeated by the brave little tailor. The villagers, who had followed Tom to the giant's lair, cheered and applauded as Tom emerged victorious. The king, who had been watching the duel from a safe distance, approached Tom with a smile of admiration. "You, tiny tailor, have proven yourself to be the bravest and cleverest hero in all the land. As promised, you shall receive a bag of gold and the hand of my daughter in marriage." Tom, with a humble bow, accepted the king's reward and embraced the princess, who had been watching the duel with wide eyes and a heart full of admiration. Together, they returned to the village, where Tom was hailed as a hero and a legend. And so, the brave little tailor, with his sharp wit and fearless spirit, lived happily ever after with his princess bride, ruling over the village with kindness and courage. And whenever the villagers told the tale of the brave little tailor who defeated the giant, they spoke of Tom with awe and wonder, knowing that true bravery comes not from size or strength, but from the heart.